They say it, and it's true, that everything is getting faster. You're not getting any younger, and time is the single resource that you can never get back or get any more of. So why are you wasting time wandering around a comic book shop looking for a new storyline to get hooked on?
Hi everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skin It. Yeah!
Spend 1 hour with Miss Jen and Bean, and they'll give you the leg up on all the latest books hitting shelves this week. Your pull list will be brimming with the hottest new books before your friends even hear about them.
Susan Provenance of Secrets.
This is The Heathens. I read Wolverine number 17.
It's Minute to Skim It, every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Yeah.
Mr. Bishop, first in the chat.
What's up, everybody? How you doing? Fatjack's Comicrypt. Brenden, Al, also known as Isaac, Taylor, and Zach, stuck in the basement where he belongs.
Ooh, nobody wants Zach.
Hey everybody, how you doing? We're here on The Experience from 6 to 8. Hang out with us. We're going to try to sell some comic books. And in the course of trying to sell them, maybe we'll talk about them. Maybe we'll have some fun jokes. Maybe we'll do a bunch of shtick that completely, we fall flat on our face and embarrass ourselves like the fools that we are. But as long as it's entertaining, what's the harm? With that said, this is a claim sale show, whatever the term they use is. So even though I'm going to say some business right now, the normal stuff, I just want to let everybody know, because there was some confusion before, no matter what bullshit is coming out of Al or my mouth, if we're not talking about something that you are interested in, let us know in the chat, and we will prioritize any of the books that you either have questions about, you want us to show off, you want to claim sight unseen, whatever the case may be. Again, the chat in a lot of ways really dictates the pace of what we're doing. So please do not hesitate. Al will maintain the priority of what we talk about and what we get to and all that kind of stuff. So with that said, the way that the whole claim thing works is you are going to, if you are interested in any book and you want to purchase it, not just that you have a question about it or anything like that, please be as specific as possible and let us know that you are claiming it. Not that you're asking a question about it or anything like that, that you actually want the book, because we will put it aside for you and all that kind of stuff. The reason I say you got to be specific is because we have a couple platforms and there's chats on each of those platforms. We're on Facebook, we're at YouTube, are we on Twitch? I don't know. But some of the chats and stuff like that are a little bit, some are quicker, some are a little bit ahead than others.
So YouTube is I believe just slightly, just like a second faster.
Okay.
But
So introducing Voice of God mode.
Oh, okay. Here, Kyle, producer, take it away.
We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Twitch is the fastest.
Ah, the new kid is.
It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's the fastest.
Okay, but what
So
we're
you
trying
take it straight
to tell everybody in the audience and everything is that you, as the God mode, you have a timestamp and everything. So if there's any question about who claims something first, it goes to whoever
I got you.
first. Okay. So with that said, that's why let's try to avoid as much confusion as possible. So if we have a few books up here that all have the same title, just give us some indication so we know that those are the books that you're claiming or you're inquiring about. Now, once you do claim the books and all that kind of stuff, we here, Fatjack's Comicrypt, are right dead center city, Philadelphia, land of liberty, city of brotherly love. If you are here in our area and you have access to our shop, anything that you claim, we will have waiting here for you to pick up and make that easier for you. If you are closer to our second location, which is right across the Delaware River, over there in Oakland, New Jersey, if you have better access to our Jersey shop, we will send those books over there for you to pick up. But if you are outside of our area and you can't go to either of our locations, obviously to get these books to you, we're going to have to ship them. Now, if you have shopped with us before, I believe we will have your contact and your shipping information. And so Al sends out the invoices early in the week. But if this is your first time with us, we're going to need to get that contact and shipping information from you. And the best way to do that is we're going to need you to email us, which is fjccshow@gmail.com. That is the email that Al runs brilliantly. And in terms of shipping costs, it looks like that for most cases, the first item, whatever the item is.
Get it up now because they're raising the prices. So we'll decide what's suitable for you when I do it.
Is it really going up? Like it's?
Nah, I think the raising postage rates.
Okay.
No, I think nothing's changed for us. I was just fucking.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, it's $7 for the first claim, and then we'll combine your costs for each additional claim. But in the coming weeks, it sounds like USPS is going to be raising their prices, or they may have already. But
shock! I'm surprised they haven't gone into bankruptcy yet.
But I mean, just like how he prices the books too low, we give books away. Shipping wise, we price that too low. So you guys are making out like bandits between him undercutting you and me undercutting you, and we're pretty much paying for your books and your shipping.
As a joke, we haven't really driven into the ground recently. There's some evidence that Al and I might not actually be good at this. At this point, I think we're the only two idiots that will do it. So despite the fact that we might not be good at it, it seems
you're all stuck with it.
You're stuck with us for now.
Mr. White, I don't know if we have those. I'll take a look during the break, see if I can pull those up for you.
Okay.
And Mr. Benjamin's interested in the Venom First host.
Okay. All right.
You know what? Unless did you finish your stuff? I'm sorry.
No. Mr. Benjamin, thank you very much. You're doing exactly what we. Let's just make sure we're through the business.
IG's up on the screen there for
for anyone who wants to follow us on Instagram.
There's a new post just posted.
Yeah, a new post just posted. Yeah, a little mbop in it.
The fourth Beetle.
Yeah.
Fourth Hanson.
Please, do not take me wearing a Hanson shirt as me condoning any of their thoughts, feelings, perspectives, politics.
We're not, because that's like Wikipedia.
Wouldn't that be amazing if one of them actually got hacked and they just put all this really hateful, just this hateful stuff up there just to screw with them? But the fact that it's still there is maybe kind of telling. But let's not get into that. That's inside baseball. Al and I had a little bit of fell down a rabbit hole.
Go down the Hanson Wikipedia when you get a chance.
Or don't.
It's not fascinating, but it's long for sure. Very long. Put it this way, they got more than one song.
Let me just say this real quick before we move on. My girlfriend and her business, every year they get a present to celebrate, that they're still in business, all that kind of stuff. And this is a cryptocurrency company, and they are on the rise and all that kind of stuff. And she received the present. She opens it up. She pulls this shirt out, and goes, "What the hell is this?" And I'm like, "What? It is an inside joke?" And she's like, "No, what?" And I'm like, "Wow, that shirt is huge to the point where I am able to put it over my hoodie, and it's so big and it goes down so far on my thighs that I actually tucked it in just to make it look not as ridiculous. And as you can obviously tell, this is a ridiculous outfit."
You know the best part? That shirt's a medium.
Yes, I am thin. All right, so I think we've talked about the shipping. We talked about the way the claims and all work. We'll send out the invoices in the week.
Is the shirt for sale?
Is the shirt for sale?
I'd be mad if you sold the shirt.
God, I wonder how much. Make me an offer.
One auction item tonight is that shirt.
Yeah, and in fact, if you want, Al and I will sign it.
Exclusive variant.
Exclusive MMMBop variant. All right, so for anyone who is joining us and wasn't with us on the local show, there's a few books up here that we did have on the local show. We'll talk about that, just to kind of give everyone a heads up. And we got a bunch of new books we're going to talk about. We got a bunch of books we'll hopefully get to during the course of the show. I think we have so many books, we might actually not even get to any bundles or $2 books. We'll see. I don't know. If we blow through this really fast, I might find myself with an hour going, "Oh my God, Al, what are we going to sell?"
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna just real quick before then we'll go to the Venoms. We're going through two collections now, in addition to Brenden going through the shop and pulling books for each week. So as far as what we have stock wise, we actually haven't been this well stocked in quite a while. So anybody coming in, if you're looking for back issues, give a holler to one of us or anything, because we're constantly pricing books, dropping books back there. And with what Brendan's doing, going through the stuff, there's a real influx of some sweet books in the shop.
We've been fortunate.
We've been very fortunate, and there's 2 or 3 boxes back. We're not going to get to everything tonight, and
yeah. Well, I hope not, because then I have nothing for next week.
Unless you guys brought your purses.
All right, so now we got all that out of the way, and let's just talk about comic books and maybe Michael Dudikoff or whatever goofy thing.
Real quick, before I stop another tangent, Boy Howard Hurts was watching American Ninja 3 tonight.
Ooh.
Meant for me to tell you that earlier.
All right, nice. Now, the best American Ninja is definitely American Ninja 2, The Conquering. Is that the subtitle? I don't even know anymore. All right, so Al wandered off for a moment, so he'll be back in a second. So while he is gone, we did get some inquiries about the Venom books. So let us talk about the Venom books first, and specifically the first host. All right, now I apologize. If you're watching the local show, I have a lot of notes this week because there's a lot of information, and I can't hold it all in my head, probably because I smoke too much pot. But with that said, here we have Venom First Host number 1 by Mike Costa and Mark Bagley. Now, this is a high-grade copy at $15. And then we have, and I'll tell you in a moment why they have value. And then this is Venom First Host number 3 at $20. I'm sorry, $20. Okay. Now, let us talk about why these books have some value right now, okay? Oh, Al, we finally made it to that tease I did in the local show about Ram V putting out a... Yeah. This is the book. I finally got to it. All right. So, first up is issue number 1 of Venom First Host, okay? This is the first appearance of the character Tel-Kar, okay? Now, Tel-Kar is a Kree warrior who is the very first host of the Venom symbiote, okay? Now, why that's important and why, this book already had a bit of value, but Ram V, who is going to be the writer taking over for Al Ewing for the new Venom series that's going on, and has teased on social media that Tel-Var will probably play a major role in their Venom series. They're going to get into, the origin of the symbiote and stuff like that, and the first host plays a big role of that. So there we go. Venom, first host, number 1, $15, high grade, first appearance of Tel Kar, the Kree warrior who was the first host. Oh, that's why it has that title. No, of course I knew that. But we get issue number 3. Now, issue number 3, like I said, high grade, $20. This is the first appearance of a character by the name of Sleeper. Now, Sleeper is when you get Eddie Brock bonding with this infant symbiote. And then you add in, there's more Skrulls and Kree. I got to be honest, the whole Venom thing, it makes sense. It's an alien symbiote, but boy, did they tie the origins into the Kree Skrull and the war and all that crazy stuff. So good for them. But yes, so issue number 3 here is the first appearance of Sleeper. All right, so there we go. So number 1 and number 3, Venom first host. Oh, take both.
Yeah, Mr. Benjamin's taking
All right, Mr. Benjamin.
Mr.
Cool.
Benjamin, to Mr. White, we don't have the Hot Valley Days book. I feel like we do have a copy somewhere, but I'll take a look later on.
What's the book?
Hot Valley Days.
Hot Valley Days?
Cocaine Nights, or Cocaine Nights in Hot Valley Days.
Is that part of the true crime hard kit now?
No, it was like an oversized. It was like 2 issues, I think.
Okay.
Maybe right after shutdown or right before shutdown. But it was one of those. I remember pricing it, putting it back there. It was like a little more expensive.
Okay. All right. Well,
but yeah, I couldn't find any back there. So.
We'll look for it. So we'll keep it in mind. We'll make notes of it during the show. I mean, obviously it's just Al and I, so we don't have as many people to go rooting in the back. But we'll try to take notes and.
Yeah, and if anybody, I mean, during the week or whatever. I mean, over the course of the week, we can get back to you. So, Mr. White, if you want to email us and we find them, then I can get in touch with you. Gary Lime, he likes to do that.
Cool. All right. Perfect. All right. So real quick, unless someone says something in the chat that they're interested in, let me quick do a fast rundown of the books that we showed off on the local show. First up is the Something is Killing Children, number 1. This is the Jay Lee Virgin variant. No, I'm sorry, I don't have a certificate of authenticity, but that is absolutely James Tinian IV, the author's signature. Again, if you don't need me to go on and on and on about why this series has become very popular and extremely valuable, but this is issue number 1, Jay Lee, Virgin Variant, $250. High grade, all that good fun. Yes?
Do you have, Mr.
Yeah.
Xenon's interested in the She-Hulk number 1 again.
All right, cool. Sensational She-Hulk number 1.
And real quick, do you have
John Byrne, yes.
Hulk 340 on there?
Hulk 340. I don't think so, but I'll look.
I don't think we have one, Sam, but if we have one.
340. No, I have an Incredible Hulk annual, which is the second appearance of Groot. And then I think that might be the only other Hulk book I have up here, other than the She-Hulk I'm holding.
Sam, he said it was on the rack, but no, we don't have it, Sam. Sorry.
Shit. What is it? What am I? I gotta. We'll have to look at that because
if we have it, you can have it.
Yeah, we'll look for it. What is it? 340?
340, yeah.
340. Is that?
We'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Is that the first appearance of Mercy? Or sorry, let's just real quickly do this one. We'll figure that out. So this is Sensational She-Hulk. This is the second She-Hulk series post the Savage She-Hulk. This is the series that John Byrne wrote and illustrated, where She-Hulk became pretty much Ambush Bug or pre-Deadpool, a la she's a character that would break the fourth wall, things of that nature. I'm going to be very honest. I loved this series growing up to the point where fake friends of mine used to make jokes that I like to take my She-Hulk comic books into the bathroom to pleasure myself. You're really gross, but that's 12, 13-year-olds for you.
Why's that gross? Everybody does it. It's natural. What's up, Zanin? You're in the chat.
Zanin, what's up, buddy?
You can't make a call, though, huh?
You can't make a phone call. My apologies. Sorry for the shake. Anyway, this is this is only a fine plus, which is why it's only $12. This was a book that 20 years ago you probably could have got for a couple dollars, but because She-Hulk has become a little bit more of a popular character recently, also, I know, I'm a broken record, she's got a Disney Plus show coming out, so anything connected to her is really going up in the speculation charts. So because of that, even a fine plus copy of this awesome book is $12.
The 340 is the Wolverine with the reflection in the claws.
Oh my God. Okay. All right.
I think he said he saw it on Instagram.
Yeah. All right, real quick. I'm going to apologize real fast. This is what happens when you promote on Instagram with the hope that people will tune in to the shows and stuff like that. And then people show up during the weekend and they want to purchase the books. And it's very hard for me to say no because I don't know if I'm missing out on a sale at that point. We're never trying to bait and switch. I try to be as honest as possible. That's why we have this copy of Something is Killing the Children, because the one that I promoted on Instagram, the American Library Association variant, somebody came in and bought it. So yes, the Incredible Hulk 340, the Wolverine Todd McFarlane cover. Some guy came in and he took it off of me. So we do not have that for sale. I apologize.
Brenden does a fair amount of promotion for the show on the Instagram, but if you see something that like you've been waiting for or something that you're looking for, hit him up. That's no problem. Especially, yeah. I mean, Sam, like, you know, you have our email and everything. So if it's something you guys want, like,
and you don't want to wait for the show, I totally understand.
We're absolutely. I mean, we want to promo the show, but we also want to sell the books.
Yeah.
So if it's something you want, like, don't wait around.
Yeah. Well, because I know for a fact Mike will be like, screw your show, sell the damn book. He's like, what's the point of all of this? We're not selling books.
We got to eat today and not Sunday.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, also New Mutants 98, that's gone. The Atom, the second appearance of Zatanna, that's gone. I'm trying to think of a couple other books that I had on the Instagram that are gone.
There's like I was looking at the post. You had like a whole nother setup.
Oh, dude, that dude,
the guy, he dropped a lot.
He cleaned us out. Hey, but thank you, though. I mean, he was a nice dude from New York. He's got I'm sorry I don't remember his handle, but he's one of those guys on Instagram doing all the Instagram sales.
Well, you could buy that book.
Yeah, but probably for like double or triple the price he bought it for. Because again,
you need it, Sam.
We're bad at our jobs. This guy. All right, so sorry, Sam. Real quick, okay, yeah. So I did that. Something is Killing the Children. This is the negative space variant. It was for the New York Comic Con of 2020 that got canceled because of something called the pandemic. So that is, but that's also 1,839 out of 250. That's a high grade at 150. Anyone who's been enjoying the Eternals movies, we still have a copy. Very fine, $200. Eternals #1. We also have Very Fine Plus. Eternals #2, first appearance of the Celestials, 140, and something that just popped up. This is a Very Fine minus copy at $30. This is Eternals #7. This is the first appearance of the Brady bunch of Celestials. So let me get all their names because that's what you care about. Where is it? Where is this? Okay, here we go. Eternals #7. You ready for this? Okay, so it is first appearance and cover of Tefral the Surveyor. First appearance of Jemiah the Analyzer. First appearance of Isan the Searcher. First appearance of Nizar the Calculator. And the first mention of the one above all, the leader of all the Celestials. And if you haven't been paying attention to the secondary market, first appearances of all Celestials are carrying value right now, as everyone is convinced that more and more Celestials are going to pop up in the Marvel movies because the Celestials are how they are going to introduce the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, all that kind of stuff, because you have space gods and space magic in the mix. All right.
Did you see it yet?
No, not yet. Probably tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably get a chance to see it tomorrow. All right, so there we go. So we got Something is Killing Children, the negative space edition variant. We got Eternals 1, 2, and 7. All right. Also, in terms of the local show, real quick, we have the Mighty Avengers #1, Volume 2, first appearance of the team with Luke Cage, Power Man, White Tiger, Spider Hero / Blade. Monica Rambeau becomes Spectrum, high grade, $15. Secret Avengers #19, high grade, $12. First appearance of Mr. White. The Moon Knight persona with the white suit and no hood. New Avengers #27, regular cover and Lionel Francis Yu variant. That is high grade, $8. That's a high grade at $12. First appearance of the second Ronin, played by Clint Barton, and Widowmaker #1, starring Hawkeye and Black Widow, high grade, $5. First appearance of the third Ronin, who was originally the first Red Guardian and Black Widow's husband. Okay, so we've done those, and I think that's pretty much everything that was on the local show that did not make it off the local show. All right. So with that said, if there's anything up here you're more interested in than whatever I'm talking about, let Al know, and we will talk about that. Until then, let me just pop off a couple things real fast. Here we have a very good copy of Fantastic Four number 36 from 1965. This is the first appearance of Dragon Man and the second appearance of Diablo. This is a $50 book. And now, I wish it was in a higher grade because this book's got some real value lately. This is a very good minus copy of Fantastic Four number 53. This is the second appearance and the origin of Black Panther. It is the first appearance of Claw and the first appearance of T'Challa's father, T'Chaka, and the first appearance of Vibranium Metal. Again, very good minus copy, $50. Now, a book that I was happy Al found, and then I was shocked when I saw the price of it. This is Venom from 1995, Sinner Takes All, issue number 3. The first appearance of, now figure it out, is it Bride of Venom, She-Venom, Female Venom? I have no idea because the internet cannot decide what this character's actual name is. But either way, this is a very fine near mint minus. Now, the minus is because there's a little bit of a curl right up here, but it doesn't break the color. It actually looks...
It's essentially from the book, like, sitting like this for about 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty much, it was sitting on a shelf, just curling with nothing pressed against it, so it didn't break the page, like it's not cracked. But it's definitely, and like we didn't want to push it the other way.
Right, it gave it that curve. But I'll say this, in terms of what people tell me about the pressing techniques that a lot of comic books collectors and stuff have, that's an easy fix. But it's also why we priced it at $60 and not the going price of this book, which is closer to $80 and $100. I guess people love big-breasted Venom characters. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, again, it's so funny. When I saw this, Al left it out for me, and I was like, oh, it's one of those like mid-90s Venom miniseries. It's going to be like $10 or $15. And then I went, what the? I was like, how much is this thing going for?
That's exactly what Eric and I did.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm reading this wrong.
Yeah, like, this can't be right, right?
Like, he was like, holy shit.
Anyway, Venom, Sinner Takes All, number 3, first appearance of She-Venom, female Venom.
Mr. Quintero's going to take
All right, Mr. Quintero, thank you very much.
Quintero, can you do the New Avengers when you get a chance, and then the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and we are coming up on a break in like a minute.
Okay, so which one was the New Avengers?
Mr. Will, he just asked to see New Avengers. I don't know what we have left.
Okay, real quick. The only yes. Are we still talking about New Avengers number 27?
Yeah, it must be.
All right, so that is the regular cover. That's the Lionel Francis Yu variant cover, which is why it's a couple bucks more. This is the first appearance of the second Ronin that you'll find out is Clint Barton. It is also the prelude to the big Secret Invasion event. We're going to find out Elektra's a Skrull, something that blew the mind of our friend and colleague, Contrail, I think about, 3 or 4 years after the fact. So the regular cover is a high grade at $8, and the variant is a high grade at $12. Also, real fast, we also then have that Secret Avengers, the Mighty Avengers, and we have an Avengers Spotlight. I'll just say this one real quick before we go to the break, and then once we come back from the break, we will talk about the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaurs. But this one's funny, because this is one you probably could have got for like $0.25, $1, but now it's up to like $4, $5, $6. And can you guess why? Okay, so it's the first appearance of Arnaud Deschênes. I'm probably saying that name wrong. It is the father of Swordsman. Okay, so this is sort of the origin of Swordsman. So you get the first appearance of his father. And here's the thing, folks. The big rumor is the father of swordsmen is going to show up in the Disney Plus Hawkeye series. So this is a book in the past couple of days, people are starting to sniff around. So with that said, a book I would have sold it to you for like $2 or $3 is now a high grade at $4. Yay! Avengers Spotlight number 22, first appearance of Swordmaster's dad. All right. So with that said, I guess we're going to go to a break. And when we come back, we'll do some Moon Girl, and we'll go forward from there.
Maybe not. No break anymore. Never mind. Yes.
Keep going. My stuff's froze.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Oh, fuck it. Fuck a break.
All right. No break.
We don't care.
All right.
We're not allowed to curse during break time.
All right. So Kyle, I'm gonna do 2 books. If you get your thing unfrozen, do it after I do the 2 books. Okay.
Sounds
So
like a plan.
first up, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 33. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Moon Girl's getting her own cartoon, and Devil Dinosaur is going to play a big role in it. But more importantly, there's a cameo appearance that occurs in this issue, and there's a first appearance that occurs in this issue, and that's why these 2 books have some value, plus the fact that Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur was a very low print run series. But as a personal anecdote, this cover means a lot to me because at the time, a very good friend of mine, Mr. Oz, he was working for Marvel, and he was doing a lot of stop motion, claymation, animation for their social media and all that kind of stuff. This was the editor that he was primarily working for. So he actually created, it's probably hard to see, but that is a claymation figure of that guy. And that claymation figure is my buddy's creation. So anyway, it's just I actually have this book primarily because anything that Mr. Oz does, I have, because again, you support your friends. But the reason why this book has some interest, high grade, it's only $6, but it is the first cameo appearance of a character by the name of Devin Dinosaur. Are you like, who the hell is Devin Dinosaur? I'll show you who Devin Dinosaur is. Devin Dinosaur is when Devil Dinosaur turns into his little kid form so he could go to school with Moon Girl. And again, Moon Girl's getting her own animated series aimed towards all ages, and so everyone is convinced that Devin Dinosaur is going to play a major role in the Moon Girl series. So this is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur number 34, the first full appearance of Devin Dinosaur. But this one is only graded at a very fine plus, which is why it's only $20 instead of the high grade price, which is more like $30-40. So there you go. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, 33 and 34. First cameo appearance of Devin Dinosaur. First full appearance of Devil Dinosaur's young kid avatar, morph, whatever, Devin Dinosaur. So $6 high grade, $20 very fine plus. And with that said, Kyle, are you ready for the break?
Be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Hey, I'm Garrett Gunn. You might know me from Good Boy, Warcorns, Franklin and Gus, and you're watching The Experience.
Hello! How is everybody? Welcome back. Fatjack's Comicrypt. Isaac, Taylor. Screw you, Zach.
Zachariah.
No one gets it. Everyone's like, stop it, you fools. All right, guys, we're back. So we did the Moon Girl and Devon Dinosaurs. We talked about the new Avengers. If anybody curious about anything that's up here and we're not talking about it, let us know in the chat and we will prioritize that, okay? So with that said, let's think about what else we have up here we can have some fun talking about. All right. So let's get some we've had these on the show before, but I was lucky to find a couple more copies. We are specifically talking about things pertaining to Riri Williams or Ironheart. This is Invincible Iron Man number 10, high grade, $10, second appearance of Riri. And then you get Invincible Iron Man number 3, high grade, $20, the first appearance of Riri in her Ironheart armor and named Ironheart by Tony Stark. And obviously we know she's going to appear in the Black Panther sequel, but we now know because of Disney Plus Day, Ironheart is also getting her own Disney Plus series.
You don't have to pay us this week, Mike. The Disney Pluses. Can you pass me the She-Hulk number 1?
Of course. All right. Let's just say, great copy. Buy this book. We're going to come to your house and rip up all your X-Men comics. That's a great book. Yeah, it is cool. Man, I love that series. So much fun. All right. So we got our two. Pretty much these are the only 2 keys of Riri that we got. I would love to say that we have her first appearance or the first time she hangs out with Shuri and whatever other crazy speculation book is blowing up lately. Oh, speaking of crazy speculation book, I know Al will appreciate this. A book that I don't think anyone expected to see pop up again, but there's a TV show, or a revival, that a certain astronaut, a certain space traveler, can you guess? A certain series of novels that this gentleman had written and then produced a comic book?
A recent space traveler.
A recent space traveler. Yeah.
Did he go up for free?
I'll say he went up for free. I will also say the astronaut that helped him go up into space recently died in a car accident, of all things.
Really?
I am talking about the revival.
Mr. Benjamin, you got me. That was a good one.
I'm talking about the revival of William Shatner's Tech World.
Oh,
God. Dude, this popped up on all the speculation websites, and I was like,
because he went to space?
no, because him and some company they're trying to do a revival of it. They want to do a prestige TV series. And I found this digging through the Greg hole, and I was like, no way.
That's a retirement book for somebody.
Oh yeah. It's graded a very fine plus because it's been hanging out in the Greg hole too long, so it's got some scuffing on it, and it's only $6. I mean, who knows? In a couple years, it could be $600.
Nah, I know. Believe you me. People.
You know what's funny? When I was in like middle school or something, I tried to read these tech.
Yeah.
They were awful.
Terrible.
Terrible.
I remember.
Like, why not get a ghostwriter?
I remember when it was a thing, and I was just like, I don't care. Like, I wasn't interested for sure, but then I looked at it like,
I don't know.
It's just not for me.
I don't know why I thought, like, I just read Snow Crash, and I was like, oh yeah, Cyberpunk, yeah, Shatner would totally pull it off. I was wrong. Oh, we got a phone call. All right. Al's going to run off real quick to grab that phone call while I show off Tech World #1. There you go. Very fine plus. It's $6. All right. Let's put that right here in front of Eternals #1 because I know if anyone's looking for a first issue, it's Tech World. Nah, I'm just going to put this. I'm going to put this up here. There you go. Tech World. You hang out up there, all right? You're a good boy. All right, so next up. Now, Al is away from the chat for a moment while he handles that phone call. We all cool?
We're good.
Okay.
Just for clarification for everybody, not to stop the show again.
Speak loud.
Yeah, for everybody in the chat, if you're interested in a book, we'll get to it as we can get to it. And obviously, you say, I want to take a look at it, and I'll talk to Brenden when he has a break. But if you're interested in claiming a book, like claim it for sure. And then when he goes over it, if you don't want it, you can always back up.
Yes.
But, to say, oh, what's this book? And then we don't get a chance, and then someone else claims it before, it's just luck of the draw, and I'm sorry. And nobody's trying to, we're not trying to dick anybody over.
Oh, does someone get screwed over?
Yeah, it's just, it's just the way it works.
All right,
if you want to claim something, claim it, and then we can always, as he goes through the condition, if you don't want it, say, oh, I don't want it.
All right. So just because, again, we're not trying to screw anybody here.
No, yeah, we want everybody to get whatever they can get.
Or at least not in the fun way.
Like you guys, you stick with us and you've been watching it for a long time. Like, nobody wants to screw you.
Yeah. Well,
but you're always going to get screwed somehow.
I mean, again, you live in America.
It's just, it's like...
All right. So with that said, so again, if you want to claim something with the idea, I mean, feel free. If you want to claim it and then you regret it after I talk about it, you can always rescind your claim. No big deal.
We would always prefer that than someone miss out on it.
Yes, exactly. Especially
that's what we're here for. So it's not wasting time. Like, we'd rather just go through them.
And again, we'll bullshit and we'll talk and all that kind of crap. But to be very honest with you, the more active the chat is, the more active people are asking questions and kind of directing us, the more fun that we have, really. So we always appreciate activity within the chat, and we will always try to uphold priority in regards to what is going on in the chat instead of what is going on in my broken imagination. All right. With that said, anything?
No, we're good.
Okay.
You got your She-Hulk #1. If I didn't already say that,
yeah.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah, it's gone.
And
so
we're
all right.
We're good, man. Any more Tech World?
We're in Tech World. All right. So we just talked about Tech World. So let's walk away from the basement for a moment and let's step into the great, crystal echelon of CGC Universal graded books. Like the bee's knees of the comic book secondary market right now. And so let us show off the 4 slab books that we have here at the moment. Okay, so first up is Marvel Premiere #1, graded at a 7.0, priced at $400. This is the first appearance. Now, that term sometimes, I'm starting to get annoyed at that term. Okay, so the way that like a speculation market or someone trying to sell this book will describe this, they describe it as the first appearance of him as Adam Warlock.
Okay.
All right, that's convoluted. I mean, I get what they're getting at, but I mean, it's the first time. I don't know. That's semantics. I apologize. Everyone, the industry has passed me by, and here I am criticizing it.
Yeah, you tell us what's best, and we'll adjust to that.
So this is referred to as the first appearance of him, not the bad rock star, as Adam Warlock with his first iconic costume and the first appearance of the original Soul Gem. If you haven't been paying attention to the speculation market or to the MCU, this character is hot because we know he's been cast and he is going to appear and play a major role in the Guardians of the Galaxy third film. Okay?
Who's playing him?
I don't know, some guy that people are already complaining.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. The same thing where like a bunch of people said that
Minority.
who came into the shop one day and it might have even been Henry, and they were like, oh, the casting for Morpheus in the Sandman Netflix show is really bad. And I went, why? And they went, he's too thin. And I was like, stop. I really think that you're screwing with me, but if you're not, then I really don't want to have this conversation.
That was
Too thin.
For Morpheus.
He was too gothy. He was too effeminate. And I was like, did you read Sandman? I mean, good Lord, you're literally describing why that dude got cast.
Did you look at the cover?
I know.
The issue of Sandman?
Anyway, this is our Marvel premiere, number 1, 7.0 CGC grade. So you know you can trust that over the Brenden Al grade, $400.
Well, how would you describe that issue? What's key about it if you didn't want to use that wording? Like if you were going to CGC it and put it up top, the little...
I would say the first appearance of the name Adam Warlock. The renaming. It's the great renaming ceremony.
First appearance since the name change.
Yeah.
That's the first CW episode.
First appearance of the name. How about that? First appearance of the name,
there you go.
not the character.
That sounds a lot better. That sounds like it's worth $400.
In the same way, let's be honest. So him was first introduced in an issue of Fantastic Four, which has a lot of value. But what book has the most value compared to the Fantastic Four and this Marvel premiere? The issue of Thor, where he gets named. Like, it's where he's half naked, and he's doing the Harrison Ford finger of doom at Thor, and he's holding a super hot girl. Yeah, and he's wearing like a loincloth.
That has more value.
For whatever reason, that has more value right now. I don't know. Again, whenever I look at the speculation market, I stop and go, I don't know how any of this works. I just don't.
Gary Lime, you beat me to the punch. And have you listened to the Sandman audiobook?
I have not, but I've heard only great things about it. Yeah,
I see the ads all the time.
Yeah, I've heard just amazing stuff. All right, next up on our CGC carousel, Captain Marvel number 28 from 1973, graded at a 6.5. This is the third appearance of Drax the Destroyer, fourth appearance of Thanos, and the first appearance of Eon. Now, if you go, what's Eon and why should I care?
He was the smart Ghostbuster, wasn't he? He was like the Harold Ramis.
Eon was the floating cosmic cauliflower head who would later become very important to the Quasar mythos. And if you haven't been paying attention to the speculation market, Quasar is going to play a big role in something. And a lot of people...
Not big enough that any of those Quasar books are worth anything yet.
Not yet, but Banana, he bought them because he was convinced, because he's got the inside scoop.
Put it this way, people. You can get all the Quasar books for like $1.25.
Yeah.
Now's the time to get them.
Banana's his first appearance, actually, we sold a copy of his first appearance, and I'm pretty sure Banana bought it.
Okay.
And I think that same book we sold in the same condition we sold it in is quadruple what we sold it for. Yeah. Again, we have to do this every week. We don't get the benefit of sitting and waiting for things to percolate. But what is this? What do I have this priced at? This is all by Jim Starlin. It's part of that great run of stories. Okay, so this is an $80 book, CGC graded 6.5, all that good fun. All right. Okay, I'm not going to tell you why in case you don't like spoilers, but I'm pretty sure anybody with a little bit of deductive reasoning will know. But anything in regards to Blade right now is hot. No, this is not his first appearance. It's not even his second appearance. It might be his third or his fourth. It's
an appearance.
It doesn't matter because we have a 8.5 graded copy of Tomb of Dracula, number 28, Dracula versus Blade. And we're talking 70s Blade with the leather jacket and the green khaki pants and the cool weird glasses, and he's got the pop fro, all that cool stuff. Cool Blade.
Goonies Blade.
Goonies Blade, there you go. And this is valued at, we're selling it for $75. So let's take another look at that. Tomb of Dracula, issue number 28 from 1975. Written by Marv Wolfman, illustrated by one of the Fatjack's Comicrypt live stream show Hall of Famers, Gene Colan. Dracula versus Blade, probably one of the hottest characters going in the past couple weeks. I bet you can't guess why. And then next up, we have our final CGC graded book, an 8.5 graded X-Men 107 from 1977. Part of the Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum run. And the big thing that makes this book key, just so you're clear, this is a $200 book. The thing that makes this key is it is the first appearance of the Starjammers. And it is the first appearance of Gladiator and the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. It is also the first appearance of Lilandra's shitty brother. Also the first appearance of a MacGuffin gem thing that I don't think ever comes up again. So that's not important. And CGC doesn't even put it in the little list of key items. But the big two is Starjammers and Gladiator and the Shi'ar Imperial Guard. And let's be honest, if the MCU sticks with any of their X-Men mythos, and they definitely love their cosmic Marvel stuff, it is a strong possibility that characters like the Starjammers, the Imperial Guard, definitely Gladiator with his awesome mohawk fighting the Fantastic Four, that this issue might become in a few years an even bigger issue than it is just right now, just based upon just anybody who loves the X-Men mythos. So again, we have a Marvel premiere, number 1, first renaming of Adam Warlock. That is a $400 book, graded at 7.0. Captain Marvel, number 28, graded at 6.5. That is an $80 book. Third appearance of Drax. Fourth appearance of Thanos. First appearance of Eon, the floating head that would help Quasar later on. Tomb of Dracula, number 28, graded at 8.5. Dracula versus Blade, $75. And X-Men 107, first appearance of the Starjammers, and one of the most famous deadbeat dads, Cyclops' dad, and first appearance of Gladiator and the Shi'ar Imperial Guard, graded at 8.5, priced at $200. All right, so we've talked about our CGC books. If anyone has any questions, let us know. From there, we are going to move on to a couple books that we got down here. All right, because we haven't done much in the way of DC. I wonder why. So this we have here is New Teen Titans. Contrail, you out there? New Teen Titans, number 1. This is when it became a direct market prestige format series. So you have the original Teen Titans by Wolfman and Perez, and then they restarted the book as New Teen Titans, which actually was my favorite run of this title, especially because it ended with my favorite Titan story, Titans Hunt, that I thought was really cool. Marv Wolfman and George Perez. This is a Find Plus copy at $10. And then we have another first issue of another team made up of a different team. We are talking about X Factor, number 1, the original X-Men becoming a different team. And a first appearance of a bunch of kid mutants that haven't showed up in any movies or TV shows yet, so nobody cares, so I won't get into it. But this is a very fine minus copy at $15. And then we were recently talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, here we have a nice Bronze Age era Incredible Hulk annual number 5, the second appearance of Groot. Yes, there we go. This is a very good copy at $15. And then we have a book that I will always have a fond memory of, especially because of how pissed off I was after I purchased it, and I realized it was a flashback issue where Wolverine was a whiny little like teenager, and he wasn't in a costume, and Sabretooth just beat him up and raped his girlfriend and killed her, and I was like, this is dark. But it is inked by my boy Bill Sienkiewicz. This is Wolverine number 10, what was at the time considered the very first meeting of Wolverine and Sabretooth. Now, just so we're clear, Wolverine and Sabretooth already fought each other during the Mutant Massacre. But in terms of comic continuity, this was the time where they were still, Claremont was flirting with the idea that Sabretooth was actually Wolverine's father. And so what happens is every time Wolverine would have a birthday, Sabretooth would show up, do something completely horrendous and horrible, and be like, happy birthday, dickhead, and then leave Logan quite upset. And this issue is probably the crown jewel of shitty dads on your shitty birthday. This is a fine copy at $12.
You still have the Teen Titans up there.
I do have a new Teen Titans Fine Plus 10 bucks. Fine Plus 12 $10.
Mr. Morris, you interested?
Oh, is it Contrail? Has he popped in?
It is indeed.
All right, Trail. I was thinking about you, bud.
Whoa.
All right.
And then he took that She-Hulk in the bathroom.
Well, yeah. And the Wolverine 10. Because, there's nothing like problematic interpretations of female characters to give motivation to male characters to really bring you home, as the phrase is termed.
He's going to take it.
All right.
Take
if he was watching, I knew he would. Because he walked in and he asked about it. I was like, do you want it now? He's like, no. I was like, dude, just buy it now. He's like, no.
He said, no, I want to be a hero on the show.
Yeah. He's like, I want to come in and act like I'm better than you and Al. And I would say, Trell, you don't have to act. You are better. All right.
I'm not co-signing that at all. Talk to him about that one.
All right, next up. What do we got for time before the break?
Like 2 minutes.
Oh, a couple minutes. Okay. So let's think. Is there anything? All right, real quick, just because it's sitting out here, for anyone who's been looking, Deadpool number 1. This is the very first issue of the first ongoing Deadpool series by Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness. You probably heard me say this on the show many times before. This is the series where Deadpool becomes the Deadpool that everyone actually knows and is popular. The character that preceded this series is a character. But this is the book. Plus, you also get first appearances of characters that would fill out the supporting cast, characters that would pop up in the Deadpool movies, like Blind Al. This is a very fine near mint minus, and the minus is primarily because there's a couple ticks on the spine. But this is a $60 book. First appearance of Blind Al, first appearance of Cannon Fodder, and the first ongoing Deadpool series, and probably the most significant Deadpool series in regards to how most people view the character in the past 20 years. Also, speaking of first appearances of villains, this is Wolverine number 6. This was part of the X of Swords storyline, but more importantly, this is the first appearance of the character Solem, who has adamantium skin, and anybody who's been reading the Wolverine series recently, this villain has been really built up to be like the next Sabretooth for Wolverine. Whether it sticks or not, I don't know, but anything pertaining to that villain character is garnering interest, and this one being his first appearance is the one that most people are interested in. High-grade copy, $8. All right. And
Trell, why don't you just come in Sundays instead of me coming in Saturdays? And then you could stay and do the show, as you've been wanting to talk about for years and years.
Yeah, Trell, when are you going to... just because the Cowboys are playing, you don't show up and hang out? We had Zane in here one night, and we almost had you, and you two could have gotten your own...
You guys could have smooched on camera.
Yeah, it could have been a whole... It could have
been like the Sixers kiss cam.
Yeah! Except Zane would have been really awkward as you kept pawing at him very clumsily, as if, you guys were at it, 7 minutes in heaven, some weird, 12-year-old's birthday party in a basement.
Can I get that extra sort of Wolverine?
Yes. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Duke.
All right, Duke. So I guess, Kyle, I guess this is a good opportunity. You want to do the break? If so, go for it. And if not,
We'll just keep talking.
They say it, and it's true, that everything is getting faster. You're not getting any younger, and time is the single resource that you can never get back or get any more of. So why are you wasting time wandering around a comic book shop looking for a new storyline to get hooked on?
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Minute to Skin It. Yeah!
Spend 1 hour with Miss Jen and Bean, and they'll give you the leg up on all the latest books hitting shelves this week. Your pull list will be brimming with the hottest new books before your friends even hear about them.
This is in provenance of secrets.
This is The Heathens. I read Wolverine number 17.
It's Minute to Skim It, every Tuesday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Hey, I'm Joe Pruitt. I'm the publisher and CEO of Aftershock Comics, and you're watching The Experience.
hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're bopping it tonight. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, again, as we've said before, but I guess I should repeat it a couple times because some people dip in and didn't hear it. No matter what we're talking about, if there's something up here that you were interested in and you only have a short period of time to hang out with us and you want me to get to that, let us know in the chat, and Al will, as he does so well, manage me to make sure that I get to the things that people are interested in. With that said, let us quickly, because we talked about some Deadpool, I'm going to show off 3 weird little Deadpool issues. I don't know if I'd call them key, though other people would. We don't have issue number 6, which is the first appearance of a couple of these characters, but this is Deadpool number 12. This is the first cover and the first time that Warda Wilson, which is referred to as Deadpool 2099, fights Deadpool's daughter, Ellie Wilson. This is a high-grade copy at $5. And then you get issue 19, which is the first cover appearance of what is referred to as the Deadpools. That is Wade, Warda, and Ellie. There you go. That is also a high-grade copy at $5. And then you get a fun little issue, Deadpool number 25. Now that is the homage cover to the very famous painting American Gothic by Grant Wood. This shows the Deadpools hanging out together. You got Wade, you got Warda, and you got Ellie. It was a big future storyline when Jerry Duggan was doing the book. It's a high-grade copy at $8. Right. Little Deadpool. People like Deadpool, supposedly. The kids love him.
You got a Marvel Comics showing up there?
I have a Marvel Comics reprint. Yes, I do. All right. So, back in the 90s, Wizard had this habit of reprinting very famous single issues. Primarily Marvel issues, as far as I'm aware. Maybe they had some deal with Marvel or something like that. So, Wizard number 70, you had a mail-in variant for, and they had this like, what was it? It was like a plastic where you could like pull the cover away, and this character would acetate or something like that. Yeah. So this is a reprint of Marvel Comics number 1, which has the Human Torch, Namor, Angel, not to be confused with the X-Men character. There was a really great Venture Brothers episode that dealt with the devaluing of Marvel Comics number 1 as people kept passing it along and destroying it. And you got a really cool cover by Glenn Fabry of Hellblazer and Preacher fame. Now, I don't know why the Human Torch looks so diabolical and demonic in this cover, but hey, he went for it. This is a high-grade copy for $15 of a unique, rare Wizard reprint of the original Marvel Comics number 1. And speaking of neat little Marvel history, here's a book you'll rarely ever see. This is the official Marvel No Prize book. All right, now what this book was, now it was published in 1982, and what it was is Stan Lee went back and compiled all of the different panels and events that occurred in the Silver Age Marvel books and a lot of the early Bronze Age Marvel books that gave birth to the No Prize. So really what this issue is, it is sort of a continuity of how the No Prize concept was built. And if you're not familiar with what a No Prize was, so when Stan Lee primarily and all the different writers were writing all the different Marvel books, the big selling point of a lot of the shared Marvel universe was the fact that they all were connected and it was a shared universe and all that kind of stuff. Well, when you're writing a multitude of different books and then you have different writers writing different issues, some contradictions happen, okay? Well, the readers would notice the contradictions and they'd be like, I don't understand why this happened when this character was doing this thing in this other book. Well, what Stan Lee, and I give him a lot of credit for this is a brilliant idea because it really allowed the reader to be rewarded for not only their loyalty to the Marvel brand and having read every book, but to their own imagination. And so in the letters pages, people would write in explanations why this mistake, and let's be honest, it was a mistake, why it made sense. And if they got a good one, the editor or whoever would run the letters page would reward them a No Prize. And then what a No Prize is the letter writer, the reader who won the No Prize, would get an envelope in the mail that'd be like, this is your No Prize. And you would open up the envelope, and guess what? It was empty. Because, again, it was a No Prize. Well, it was a really cool concept, idea. Anyone who grew up loving Marvel in like the 60s, 70s, 80s, a little bit into the 90s before they kind of went away from that, the No Prize was a cool concept. And so this was a neat, kind of unique issue. As far as I'm aware, it's never really been reprinted, as far as I'm aware. And so it's pretty much Stan Lee just, breaking down all the different little periods of No Prize. So it's really cool. Very fine plus copy at only $6.
What is the... All right. So
yes.
The book next to Moon Knight with a green X-Men cover with a lady on the cover. I'm not quite sure. Next to Moon Knight. I think he's talking about the.
Is it the Eternals?
I don't know. I don't see a Moon Knight out there anymore.
Well, no. The only real Moon Knight is that Secret Avengers right there. Is there something I'm not thinking of?
Can I get the No Prize book?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey Duke, just give us like a count of. She has red hair. I was talking about Major X.
Oh.
And then when we're done that, Mr. Benjamin's interested in the Philadelphia books you got up there.
Oh, I haven't pulled them up, but you probably saw it on the Instagram page. So yes, Mr. Benjamin, let me talk about these 2 major X books, and then I'll grab the Philadelphias we have. But let me kind of give fair warning. We do not have the first 4 issues, okay? So when it comes to Philadelphia, the ones that everyone's looking for, those first like 2-3 issues. We have issues like 5 through like 12 or so, and they're all high grade at $5. But we'll get to them in the moment at the moment because.
You talking about these, Duke?
The Hit Monkey?
Nah, it says. Yeah. I guess.
Well, let's just do the Major X real fast because this is really goofy and funny. And again, when it comes to key books, no one kills the key like our boy Rob Liefeld, the great painter. All right, so let's go. All right, so here we go, folks. Major X #2, written and illustrated by Rob Liefeld. Major X is a brand new character, even though he looks like Deadpool with a bucket on his head. But hey, you know, who am I to question the genius of Rob Liefeld? So let's just say, all right, so this is a high-grade copy at $6, Major X #2. Now, why is it $6, Brenden? Well, I will tell you. First of all, it is the first appearance of Exentol. I don't know. It is the first appearance of McCoy. I don't know. And it is the first appearance of a blonde Atlantean by the name of Nomar. All right, think of that one through, folks. Nomar. Nomar. Okay? He's blonde. He's a dick. He's half naked. He's an Atlantean. I mean, Rob Liefeld's a genius, right? I mean, he, you know, very original. It is also the first appearance of Laura, another Atlantean. So there you go. Major X, #2, high-grade copy, first appearance of a bunch of characters whose names I can barely pronounce. And then we get Major X #5. Now this one is really fun. All right. First of all, it was the first appearance of Aura. I don't know. But more importantly, there's a big reveal in this issue. Now, just so we're clear, this is a high-grade copy at $5. Can anyone guess who the parents of Major X is? Al, can you get? No, you don't. I've already told you. All right, chat. If you were to think who the parents of the character Major X is, I'll give you a hint. They are 2 big X-Men characters. One's a dude and one's a lady. Let me think how else I can describe it. Okay, I bet you can't guess.
They're corny. Oh, wait, no, that's all the X-Men.
Major X, in issue #5 here, is revealed his parents are Cable and Storm.
Cable from the...
So, yes, so think about...
2 different versions of Cable.
Yeah, so think about that one for a moment. Cable and Storm got together and gave birth to this guy.
Storm had sex with her teammate's son.
Yes.
And had a baby with her teammate's son.
Correct.
Guess that's okay.
Yeah. Now, I haven't heard it mentioned anywhere except this Major X limited series.
I wonder if T'Challa knows.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's it. Maybe Liefeld had her have an affair.
Oh, can you imagine? That's what Deadpool 3 is. So it's Deadpool 3 and Black Panther 2 cross over together.
Watch that book.
I'm telling you,
be like her infidelity. Yeah. It's gonna blow up.
It's gonna blow up. The funny thing is I can't remember what it is, but there were shows in the past that we had a good laugh at the expense of the book.
Oh yeah.
And we sold them for a couple bucks that are now $50, $60, $70 books. And whatever we made fun of, that's the reason why it's now valuable.
ICP in this bitch.
So there we go. Those are our 2 Major X's. Sorry we don't have #1, the first appearance of Major X.
That Insane Clown Posse Disney Plus show is starting on their Disney Friday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shaggy J and Violent Z.
Yeah, who have cancer now or something? Or
do they really?
I don't know. Somebody was telling me something.
They got a new album out.
Someone told us that we shouldn't make fun of ICP too much because one of them's sick and that's really rude. But I didn't actually know that they were 6, so I'm gonna
I'll put it this way: ICP can buy and sell the 2 of us 100 times over.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they're really worried about us right now.
they're fine.
They're doing okay.
They're fine.
The Hulk books on the first 2 rows on the left. So over here.
Okay, they're right here. Okay, real quick, don't get excited. That is a reprint of Incredible Hulk 180. But guess what? It has value. That is right. This is the facsimile edition reprint of the Incredible Hulk 180. Now, here's what's crazy. Thank you to Banana. I don't know if you're out there, but he's the one who turned us on to the idea that, yo, don't sleep on these facsimile editions of 180 and 181. And Al and I were like, why? And they're like, yeah, they're going for like 20, 30 bucks online. And Al and I went, no, they're not. And then we went online and found out we don't know what we're doing because they are definitely going for $20, $30 online.
To be fair, not all of them are going for like only certain ones.
Well,
have weird.
Right, and 180 and 181 have value primarily because most people will never be able to afford, like you and I, copies of 180 and 181. So this facsimile edition, and again, the facsimile editions are different from other reprints because the facsimile edition, the only difference, other than better paper and all that kind of stuff, the only difference between this and the original copies that were published in the 70s is because these are $3.99, where the others were like, what was it, 60 cents at the time or 50 cents, whatever the case may be. So if you're not familiar with what a facsimile edition is, they reprint everything. Ads, letter pages.
So at the same time they were doing these, Marvel was doing the True Believers, which were
the dollars.
But you got the story and nothing else.
Yeah.
So you got normal ads, like contemporary ads, and it was only $1. With these, it's an exact replica.
Exact replica, except for the price and the quality of the paper. So with that said, we have a high-grade copy of 180 for $10, and trust me, that's about half to a third of what they're kind of going for online. So anyway, I didn't want anyone to get too excited thinking that they saw a 180 up here just sitting there by itself, and we were going to try to sell it for $10. It is a facsimile edition. This other Incredible Hulk is Incredible Hulk 214. This is a very fine copy at $10. Now, this is not the first appearance of Jack of Hearts, okay? Jack of Hearts was originally, his first appearance, I believe, was in the black and white Rampaging Hulk magazine. Either way, this is the first appearance of Jack of Hearts in color, okay? So this is the first time that he appeared in what is considered kind of 616 canon continuity. Up until this issue, Jack of Hearts had only appeared in black and white Hulk magazines. So again, Incredible Hulk 214, a very fine copy at $10. All right. We already said the Incredible Hulk Annual, number 5. That was that very good second appearance of Groot, $15.
I honestly, so Mr. Lime's asking, do you notice color changes in any of the issues? Like as far as with
Recoloring?
I don't think they recolor anything. There's probably a difference with the printing. If the colors, like, they might pop a little more, or because the page is like glossy.
I would say the colors are a lot richer and more saturated, but that's more aligned with the fact that the paper is just so much better.
It's the quality of the paper.
Because it doesn't bleed as much as the old newsprint kind of like pages and stuff used to bleed.
It's just a pain in the ass to read under lights.
Oh, yeah. It's very reflective.
Supposedly, Violent J is dying. Like,
shit, so it's real. Okay.
So apologies to Violent J.
Yeah, nobody cares, but we apologize for making a joke at somebody's expense who obviously is not doing well.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
Shout out to Violent J. Hope you feel better.
Yeah. And again, we look like bigger asses because we apologize. But, hey,
I mean, I don't want a guy to think we're a dick.
No.
I don't know anything about the ICP.
No, me either, man.
I just know the books. We like to, so.
Yeah. So, speaking of Groot, real quick, Groot got his own series a couple years ago. These are 2 of the 1 in 25 variants. This is Groot number 1, the 1 in 25 variant edition. This is a $15 book. And then Groot number 2. That's a Francis Francavali cover. A big fan favorite of a few customers here. This is the 1 in 25 variant for issue number 2, The Fury of Groot. This is also a $15 book. Real quick, in terms of some modern keys, I feel bad. We haven't talked about a lot of DC right now, but this is a book that has garnered a little bit of interest. I'm not sure if anything has happened with the character that is introduced in this book, but this is Teen Titans Endless Winter Special #1. It is the first appearance of a female Ice Power character. This is a high-grade copy at $8. I apologize. What is her name? It's like not even a code name. It's like, where are you, Teen Titans? Teen Titans. Oh, there you are. Teen Titans, Endless Winter. The first appearance of Summer Zahid. Again, look, it's a little ironic. Her name is Summer, and yet she's an ice manipulation character. Pretty cool. Anyway, high-grade copy, $8. And then we have Contest of Champions #1 with the Mastro, the future evil Hulk. Now, what gives this book a little bit of speculation value? First of all, it is a high-grade copy at $6. It is the first appearance and first cover appearance of a Korean shapeshifter superhero by the name of White Fox. And if anyone's been paying attention, Marvel and this Korean video game company created a series of phone games, Contest of Champions, Future Fight, things of that nature. And they introduced a bunch of new Korean characters like Arrow, Swordmaster, White Fox, that's in this one. And all the rumors are that those characters, you haven't seen the last of them. They're going to start popping up in more actual comic books. And that, once again, there are rumors that it is a possibility that these characters might play a role in a TV show or a movie. I don't know, something. Anyway, also it is the first appearance of a French assassin by the name of Guillotine. All right, so Contest of Champions #1, high grade, $6. And then we get, now this one's fun. All right, this book was going for like $20, $30 during the Loki show, all right? Because this book pertains to things in regards to Kang. All right, so here we go. So first of all, let's acknowledge this is a high-grade copy at $10, okay? It is the first appearance of Alioth, the supreme being of the time span. All right, and now, and Al, participate in this. I'm going to describe, or I'm going to name the name of 3 Kangs, okay? And they're each a member of the Council of Cross-Time Kangs. I want to see if anyone can pick up the thread of what their names are. All right, you ready? Kang Swatch, Kang Rulex, and Kang Cassio. Not kidding. That's their names, dude. Now, they have a lot of K's in the name, and like Swatch is SWAACH, Rolex is RAULEX, and Casio is KASEO. And this book, dude, at one point was selling for $30. Seriously, man. Hey, man, hard value now. It's not going below $10, so I feel comfortable.
That is ridiculous.
It is Avengers: The Terminatrix Objective #1. High grade, $10, and you get a 90s foil cover. Look at that. Look at that nice little foil. Good times, folks. Come on.
That is ridiculous.
We're all having a good time here. It's comics. They're goofy. They're strange. They're weird as shit.
They're lazy.
Maybe. Or they think they're a lot cleverer than they are. All right, and now on to those Philadelphias. Let me just grab them real fast.
Real quick, we're going to do our last break, and then we'll do those when we get back.
Oh, shit. Okay, all right. Break time, and then our
Hey,
last.
Al, I think you misread my message, buddy.
I did misread it. Yeah, my fault.
Okay, so we're not doing a.
No, I just want to skip it because I messed up earlier.
Do we want to skip the break?
Yeah, skip it.
Yeah, we can skip
We
it.
can just go straight
I'm
to
going to keep bopping it.
Yeah, why don't you bop it, and we'll all pretend like Hanson and the other family bands never happened.
What are you talking about? It's the greatest era of music that's ever existed.
Let me see. What year did Umbop come out?
96.
Watch that be like a 94 album.
Oh, God, I hope I wasn't in high school. No, I had to be in high school, right? It wasn't college.
What is it? Hanson?
Hanson. It's like the Slapshot triplets.
1997.
Yes, 97. I got it.
97, all right.
Oh, no, I said 96. All right, but I was close.
I won't
right,
tell
so-
you how old I was because it'll make you feel old.
Yeah, I know.
I was not old.
So it was Mr. Benjamin that had asked, right, about the Philadelphia's?
Philadelphia.
All right. So real quick, again, I apologize if you thought we had issue 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. We do not, but I'll show you what we got. And I'm pretty sure, I think the only one that isn't the same price. Okay, so number 5, high grade at $6. Every other issue is a high grade at $5. Okay. So just so we said, this is issue number 5. This is a high grade at $6. And then these covers are awesome. This series is great. If you don't know what this is about, a man hears about the murder of his father. He comes back to, where does he come back to, Al?
Camden.
Philadelphia.
You should name it Philadelphia.
You dummy.
Oh my God, what was I thinking?
And guess what has happened in Philadelphia? A vampire breakout. This book's a lot of fun. Have you read this?
The book's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
No, it's exceptional. And there's a spinoff for that too. Nita something blog. The Nita, fuck, I can't think of her name.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I actually thought it was somebody's blog that got made into a comic book, and I made a joke about it.
Nightmare blog.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nita's not
Yeah, and then someone was like, no, it's a spinoff to Philadelphia. And I went, I changed my opinion about something I haven't actually read. I now think it's cool. Anyway, this is issue number 6, high grade, $5. Issue number, what is this, 7. Issue number 7, high grade, $5. Issue number 9. Okay, so we don't have 8. So there's issue number 9. $5. Yo, the Eagles won! The Eagles won! Zanin! The Eagles won! I can go home and actually watch highlights and feel good for a moment. Thank you, Zanin. Appreciate it. I can barely see this screen because it's so dark, and yet I saw Eagles won and lots of exclamation marks. Thank you. Philadelphia! Killing!
Are the Philadelphia, they're all the A covers?
They're all A covers, yes, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're all A's.
Benjamin's going to take them all.
Oh, okay, let's just, so there's number 9, $5. There's number 10, number 11, and number 12. I think number 12 is the one, the B cover was that McFarlane one that went up in value. All right, so Mr. Benjamin, if you change your mind for any reason, but for right now, I'm just going to pass them to Al with the idea you're taking them. So there you go.
Oh, yeah,
All right, cool.
Thank you, Mr. Benjamin.
I don't know, maybe it's the self-loathing or low self-esteem that I have. When everyone's like, yeah, I'll buy that, I'm like, are they really going to? Or, I don't know. Maybe they're going to change their mind. Maybe I can't hang my self-esteem on a show where I sell comic books online to a bunch of strangers.
97 was a good year for music, though. A lot of good albums.
Was it?
Yeah.
It was?
I mean, it wasn't a bad year.
Was Biggie's Life and Death, was that 96, and yet it really didn't explode until 97?
No, I believe it came out in 97.
Did it come out in 97? I used to think it came out in 96. That was a good one. That spring. All right. Okay, so we've done our to Philadelphia. Again, as always, if there's anything up here that we're not talking about that you're curious about, please let us know. Speaking of the 90s, let's just jump into some weird comic interview magazines. We're going to be pretty quick about these. This one is $4 from 1990. This is promoting the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man series, the adjectiveless Spider-Man. So if you've got a little nostalgia and you want to go back, read some of this stuff. Here is Spidey the movie. Yeah, this is back when people actually thought James Cameron was going to make it. This is from 1990. This is $4. I got a little Eric Larson. Todd McFarlane talks about the censored Spidey scene. Who the hell? Spidey scene? What? Him and MJ have sex? Here is a very weirdly printed image of the Jim Lee X-Men from Comics Interview. $4. We got a little John Byrne. Byrne on X-Men. There you go. Byrne probably talking about how he was better than Jim Lee on the X-Men. If I know Byrne in the 90s. He rarely had anything good to say about anybody that wasn't him. Even Nancy A. Collins shows up talking a little Swamp Thing. $5. And we got Perez quits DC. What? George Perez quits DC. $5. Got a little Wolverine. Ted, who's this guy? Ted Bont? Hannikin? Oh God, Tony the Tiger to Marvel? Oh, I don't know. It's only $5. You can tell me about it. And look, Larry Stroman. All right, I gotta be honest. Larry Stroman, I used to not make fun of. It's like I really like this dude's art. When I look back at like his, it was so interesting and strange, and it had this like '80s like sort of art pop fashion like style to it. Like I didn't appreciate Larry Stroman's art enough when he was more active in the industry. And I kind of I miss his stuff because there are some panels in X Factor and even some of the Tribe stuff that I just think is like borderline like impressionism. Definitely an underappreciated artist who I don't think got as much credit. Maybe because he just wasn't prolific enough. Either way, all new X Factor, yay! Comics interview, $5. There we go. No, this is not a first appearance, but if anyone's curious, Hitmonkey's getting his own Hulu cartoon show. We do not have his first appearance, which is the Hitmonkey special, but this is issue 2 from the Hitmonkey 3-issue mini-series that came out. High-grade copy, $6. Next up, Venom. All right, this is the Mike Costa who did a great run. Was it Mike Costa who did the run on G.I. Joe and Cobra? That was so awesome. It was Mike, right? Yeah. All right, this is Venom number 1. This was part of the Marvel Now series. It is the first appearance of a character by the name of Lee Price, who bonds with the Venom symbiote. He didn't show up in the Donny Cates Venom run, so I imagine most people don't care. But still, it's Venom. It's a first issue. It's a high-grade copy, and it's still valued around $10. Yeah, before you know it. All right, we've had a lot of good fun joking around about the Disney Plus Day and everything like that. I'm going to annoy Al when I say a little series that Disney Plus on Disney Plus Day this past Friday got name checked. It is referred to as Spider-Man Freshman Year. It's an animated series, as far as I'm aware, and it is primarily based off of this series, Spidey. So I was shocked when I was looking at the speculation websites, and I was like, wait a minute. Spidey is going up in value? Why? And then, because I didn't realize this, but this Spidey series up here takes place during Peter's freshman year of, Eastern State College? I think it's the college he goes to, the fake college, Eastern State College. So because of that, speculators are sniffing around this 12-issue series that came out back in...
It's exclusive to this series and not the original Spidey series?
Well, the original Spidey series was just...
It was just an extra Spidey.
It was just an extra Spidey, and it was still teenage Spidey.
All ages.
Yeah, this was very specific to taking place during his freshman year in college.
Okay.
So take of that what you will. But the first couple issues have really great art by Arthur Adams, proverbial younger brother who can just put out more, Nick Bradshaw. I really enjoy this dude's work because, again, it's light Arthur Adams, if Arthur Adams is a little bit more prolific. So this is Spidey number 1. All right, so all of these are high-grade copies, and they're all $5, okay? And all I had is the first 6 issues. I got a couple issue 9, 11, and 12. If I had had the whole 12-issue series, I'd be showing it off.
We would have bundled it 6 months ago.
Yeah, 6 months ago and sold it way too cheap and been pissed off when I found out that this book is going up in value. Now, I didn't price it too much past, because again, it's just speculation. This might have, other than the fact that it's Spidey during his freshman year, I don't know if any of the stories are going to be inspired by in the show. It's the way the speculation market works. A name pops up, and anything connected to that name, I'm looking at you, Star Wars, suddenly becomes hot and popular. So anyway, let's just show off these covers real quick because they're really cool. This is Spidey number 1. Number 2, now look at that. That is an awesome cover of Spider-Man fighting Sandman. Do you see that, Al? That's really cool. I'm just, Mr. Hunter, if you're out there, man, this is definitely up your alley. There you go, Spidey number 3, fighting the Lizard. And we got number 4, fighting Dr. Doom. And then we got number 5, little appearance by Green Goblin. And number 6, Spidey and Iron Man teaming up to fight the Vulture. Doesn't feel like you need to team up with Iron Man to fight the Vulture, but hey, maybe you hadn't gotten a lot of sleep. Midterms got in the way, So there we go. For anyone who's curious why Spidey... Oh.
Dude's taking them all.
All right, man. Dude, killing it, man.
Duke, if you're interested, we probably have a handful of the other issues. Just let us know. We'll see what we can get together.
Yeah. Now, again, I know for a fact we do not have the complete 12-issue run yet.
Yeah, Mike might have. He might have them in Jersey. Whatever we have, if you're interested, we'll put it together for you.
Yeah, let us know.
Thank you, Duke.
Thanks, Duke, man. Always a pleasure, buddy. In fact, okay, this is a great segue. All right. Now, it's only a $5 book. So, Al, if I'm talking too much, trying to oversell a $5 book, please reel me in.
Man, you just fucking sold all the Spideys. You can talk for 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. I'm curious if anyone recognizes this one-shot. This is Savage Dragon and Destroyer Duck. Now, the reason I thought about it is Destroyer Duck's real name is Duke Duck. Yeah. Yeah, Duke Duck. All right. If you do not have any idea what this is, let me tell a quick story. I'll tell as fast as I can.
The Duck of Death.
All right. So in the mid-'70s, Steve Gerber, one of my favorite comic book writers of all time, bar none. Okay. Al and I, we've talked very openly on the show before. A favorite correct me if I'm wrong, favorite Bronze Age run is Steve Gerber's Howard the Duck. Love it. Obviously, in the late 70s, Steve Gerber had some issues with Marvel, and let's be honest, even though Steve Gerber created Howard the Duck, he didn't own Howard the Duck. And Gerber was a bit of a punk rock artist in the comic book field, and he was a bit contrarian. I wonder who that reminds people of, except with talent. And he got into a tiff with Marvel in the late 70s, which led to Steve Gerber leaving and becoming involved in a legal battle with Marvel over the rights of Howard the Duck. In the early 80s, during this court case, Steve Gerber created Destroyer Duck, specifically to sort of poke Marvel in the eye while they were going through their litigation and stuff like that. In fact, the very first issue of Destroyer Duck is referred to as Special Litigation Issue, meaning all funds will go to Steve Gerber as legal battle. And more importantly, Jack Kirby got involved with Destroyer Duck, a bunch of ex-Marvel artists that got kind of screwed over by Marvel. They all got involved, okay? And you got Destroyer Duck. And then in the mid-'80s, as Howard the Duck, the movie, was starting to happen, Marvel convinced Gerber to come back, start up a new Howard the Duck series. Gerber was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. During the creation of that, he realized, no, Marvel still sucks, and they don't have any care about what I want to do, and I just saw this movie, and it's garbage, and so he got fired again, or he left. It's a debate. Then, in the 90s, Marvel convinced Gerber to come back, and they wanted him to do Spider-Man Team-Up, and they wanted Spider-Man Team-Up to be teaming up with Howard the Duck. And at the same time, Steve Gerber was doing Sensational She-Hulk, where he reintroduced Howard the Duck, Dr. Doom's dentist, all this great fun stuff. Dr. Bong, love Gerber. Anyway, it did not go well, let's just say. Marvel and Gerber were just not made for each other. And then, at the same time, Gerber was writing codenamed Strike Force, okay? A crappy little Top Cow spin-off from Cyberforce. And in there, he introduced a short, stocky cyborg character that's mask was, you couldn't tell who the character was. The reveal was going to be that that character was Destroyer Duck in disguise after being kind of ruined and destroyed by Globo corporations or what have you, Marvel Comics. But Mark Silvestri was like, I don't know, my cool, badass, cyborg, assassin, mercenary book might not be the cool enough book to have Destroyer Duck in it. So Silvestri pulled the plug on that. In steps Eric Larson, who's like, man, that's awesome. Let's do a cool one-shot. You can have Destroyer Duck team up with Savage Dragon, all that good fun. And we'll do a secret crossover book with the Spider-Man team-up with Howard the Duck. We'll make it a big, weird thing. We won't tell Marvel. Well, shock of all shock, as Gerber's doing the scripts for the Spider-Man team-up, Marvel gets way too involved. It becomes a real cluster F. And it ends up coming out not the way Gerber intended, which is why this book becomes a hit job. All right? So what happens, this is one of the most meta comic books that exist. Because what Steve Gerber does, Spider-Man shows up, the Ninja Turtles show up, because Larson was doing that at the time. The Turtles show up, they break this character out of its cyborg armor, and it's Destroyer Duck. Duke Duck. Yay! And then Savage Dragon and Destroyer Duck team up because they hear about this little duck called Leonard hanging out with his girlfriend Ramona in Cleveland, who are being held captive by Global Corporation. So Savage Dragon and Destroyer Duck have to go save Leonard and his girlfriend. And as you can guess it, they kill Spider-Man, all this crazy stuff happens. But really, in a meta-conceptual concept, Steve Gerber and Eric Larson save Howard the Duck, Leonard, from Globo Corporation, Marvel. Oh, wait, I should have done it the other way. And allow them to go live happily ever after. So in a weird way, this was this one shot, which is a high grade at $5, and I spent more time talking about this than almost anything else tonight. But I just love this story. And in fact, there's a 4-page essay at the back of this book of Steve Gerber pretty much talking within the legal libel terms that he's able to work within, talk about his tumultuous relationship with Marvel Comics over the years. But it's so neat that in a weird way, and especially soon after Jack Kirby's death, because this issue is also dedicated to Jack Kirby, who, guess what, got screwed by Marvel throughout his entire life, really. But this book was all about them. And again, if you want to say it's just a bunch of angry creators way past their prime, pissing and spitting at a big corporation, that wouldn't even pay attention to them if they stepped on them, that's fine, that's valid. But in terms of like punk rock mythos, in terms of the aesthetic of still like quote unquote sticking it to the man, this is one of the greatest one-shots ever produced in the comic book industry. And it also has a wonderful centerfold, which is a parody homage cover to Howard the Duck, issue number 1, except it's Leonard the Duck and his girlfriend Ramona. Again, Savage Dragon, Destroyer Duck, go save Howard. They give a beautiful big wet kiss to the ghost of Jack Kirby. And this is just a wonderful one-shot that most people probably overlooked. Oh, and somebody stay? All right.
Thank you, Duke. Mr. Quintero. Duke actually claimed it at the beginning of Brendan's story.
So oh, I'm sorry.
Rewind for a couple minutes, and then you'll see.
But Duke, thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
I love that one shot. I was so excited when I found it. I couldn't believe we actually had it. So thank you very much for.
It's funny because, like, you said Kirby's famous for that. Like, Kirby's famous for like being fucking Kirby, like being the king of everything, and getting screwed by Marvel. Like, those are the two things he's famous for.
It's the two things he's most famous for.
Being a god and getting screwed.
The king and getting screwed. He's the king and the jester. Man, there's nothing like living a life and being a paradox.
That's craziness.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, so we have about 15 minutes left on the show here. So let us just start to kind of run through what we have actually up here. So let's go. Web of Spider-Man, number 94, part 2 of The Return of Hobgoblin, but more importantly, guest stars Moon Knight. War of the Realms Omega, First appearance of Jane Foster as Valkyrie. Eternals #1, high grade, $6. This is when Neil Gaiman and John Romita Jr. reintroduced the Eternals back to the Marvel Universe. Eternals #1 of the 7-issue limited series, high grade, $6. And then let's go over here. We did our Venom. All right. Regrettably, I did not have the entire Planet of the Symbiotes story, but this is Venom Super Special, which is Planet of the Symbiotes Part 3 of 5. This is a high-grade copy at $12. And on the back of all of these Super Specials that came out in the same year was a backup feature starring Scarlet Spider, a la Ben Reilly, who is the new Spider-Man hanging around the comic books. And you get silver foil 90s gimmick covers. So anyway, Venom Super Special #1, part of the Planet of the Symbiote storyline. This is the one where Captain America becomes a symbiote, all that kind of crazy stuff. High grade, $12. And then we get the Spectacular Spider-Man Summer Super Special. This is part 4 of the Planet of the Symbiote storyline. This is a high grade copy at $8. And then we get Superior Carnage #3, the first appearance of Superior Carnage. And if you don't know who Superior Carnage is, don't worry, you're in good company because Al and I don't know either. But either way, it was still very fine plus at $3. I was having fun rooting through these Spider-Man books. Okay, I need my notes because there's a lot. It's fun. Where's my Superior Spider-Man notes? Here we go. All right. Superior Spider-Man #16, the first appearance of Goblin Knight. High grade, $5. Superior Spider-Man #23, the first appearance of Superior Venom. It's pretty much when Superior Spider-Man he gets bonded with the Venom symbiote and becomes Venom again. But he's called Superior Venom, so it counts as a first appearance. High grade, $5.
Planet of the Symbiotes Part 8?
No, not Part 8. Part 3 and Part 4.
Mr. Quintero, we have part 1, Part 3,
and Part 4. But Mr. Quintero, he might. We have a Planet of the Symbiotes that is $8.
Oh, maybe that's.
So let's just put this aside just in case, but just confirm that the Spectacular Spider-Man Super Special high grade $8 is the one that you're referencing. All right, next up, Superior Spider-Man 24, high grade copy, $5. The first appearance of, can you guess? Devil Spider. I have no idea. Next up, Superior Spider-Man #32, high grade, $6. First team appearance of the Spider Army, and the first appearance of Karn, who will later become the Master Weaver. And anyone who followed the Spider-Verse story, the Master Weaver does become an important character later. Next up, we have Superior Spider-Man #33, the first appearance of the Inheritors, who is that kind of like weird group that was trying to eat all of the Spider people, and it is the first appearance of Spider Cyborg.
Mr. Quintero, let me know which superiors you want. Oh, with the Venom on the face, which was the Devil Spider one, I guess.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's the one you're talking about. I'm going to pass it to Al just to make sure and just confirm. Cool. There you go. Devil Spider. All right. And then we get, now this is part of the Spider-Verse stuff. This is Spider-Woman from 2014, issue #1. This is a high-grade copy at $8. This is the Scotty Young variant cover. This is when Silk and Spider-Gwen guest star, and it's pretty much when the Spider-Girls fight the Inheritors. There you go. High grade, $8. And then, this is kind of random. This is the more recent Spider-Woman series. This is issue #2, high grade, $5. The first appearance of Octavia Vermis, who is the daughter of Otto Vermis, who is a Hydra agent / boss, and is somehow tied into Spider-Woman's origins. Now, this series is still going on, and speculators are convinced that this villain will play a bigger role as Spider-Woman's mythos goes forward. But for right now, it's just like one of those things that people are keeping an eye on, which is why it's only $5 at a high grade. All right, let's step back into some Spider-Verse stuff, and let's go with Vault of Spiders #1. This is a high-grade copy at $6. It is the first appearance of Webslinger, who is the Cowboy Spider-Man, first appearance of Spider-Bite, and the first appearance of Savage Spider-Man. If you can't guess who Savage Spider-Man is, I'll give you a hint. Arnold Schwarzenegger played the character in a movie. There you go. So high grade, $6. And then we get Vault of Spiders #2. High grade, $5. The first appearance of the Spider, which is George Stacy, Gwen Stacy's police captain father. It's when he becomes a Spider-Man. It is also the first solo Spiders Man. All right, if you don't know who Spiders Man is, all right, so this guy right here, he's the Spider-Man who was made up of millions and millions of individual spiders. So there you go. All right, next up we have Edge of Spider-Geddon #3. This is a high-grade copy at $5. This is the first appearance of Spider-Ben. That is when Uncle Ben gets a blood transfusion by a young Peter and becomes a spider character. Kind of like how She-Hulk got her powers from a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner. So there you go. First appearance of Spider-Ben. High grade, $5. And then you get Edge of Spider-Geddon #4. High grade copy, $5. First appearance of Norman Osborn as a 6-arm Spider-Man. There you go. And then we got Spider-Verse, Volume 1, Issue #2. The first appearance of the Spider-Verse Tombstone. All right, so if anyone saw Into the Spider-Verse movie, the Tombstone that was introduced in that film is a little bit more along the lines of this version of the character, but again, that's kind of a stretch because he's not that unique of a character, and the difference between this Spider-Verse version and the normal version that was introduced in Web of Spider-Man in the 90s is not that big of a difference, but I just wanted to acknowledge that just in case. High grade, $5. And then we got Spider-Verse Volume 2, #2. High grade, $5. The first appearance of Aunt May Carnage. I bet that's the character you've been waiting for all these years.
Aunt May, did she die?
Oh, no, but she came back as Carnage. Yeah. That's how that works. You know, if you die enough times, I guess, like, on the 5th death, you get turned into Carnage.
Yeah, you can be Carnage.
It's sort of like you get the free sandwich or the free car wash.
The punch ticket?
The punch ticket, pretty much, yeah. If anyone has a death punch ticket, it's definitely Aunt May. So there we go. Spider-Verse Volume 3, #2, high grade, $5. First appearance of Aunt May Carnage.
It's like that first, second, third Ronin. Like, what's the first, second, third Aunt May die?
How fun was that? I knew the moment I started finding it, I was like, this is going to be fun. We're going to be just going first Ronin, second Ronin, third Ronin. You don't think there's a 4th Ronin? Guess what? There is. All right, I think we got to everything that's actually up here. We got a couple minutes left.
Does anybody see anything that
we haven't talked about?
Or that we didn't go over?
Before we lose everybody, please don't run away quite yet. Let's check to see if I have anything that I desperately wanted to get to that I just didn't have the opportunity. Dang it. What's that? Oh, this is. Let me show these off real quick.
Taro, this is the one you're looking for? This is the Aunt May Carnage?
That's the Aunt May Carnage. Yep.
Right.
Aunt May Carnage.
You got it, baby.
All right. When I was rooting around in the Greg hole, speaking of another gentleman, an artist who was loved by the industry, I wasn't. Again, who cares what I thought? I wasn't that into his art, but man, I was in the minority in that regard. But he passed away from a form of lymphoma, something. Michael Turner is who I'm referencing, obviously. Now, Michael Turner was discovered in the 90s by Mark Silvestri at a comic convention. And I think the very first work he ever did was like a Cyberforce special, but was like a bunch of different artists. But I've discovered some of the earliest Michael Turner comic books that exist as far as I'm aware. Okay? So Cyberforce had a blonde female character by the name of Ballistic. And here we have the first 3 issues of Ballistic from 1995. And these are, now again, not the very first comic book work, but some of, if not the earliest Michael Turner comic book art of all time. And this is, all 3 of these are high-grade copies. All 3 of them are $4. And it is Ballistic number 1, number 2, and number 3, where her and the Wetworks fight a bunch of werewolves. But more importantly, for any Michael Turner fans out there, these are some of the earliest published works by Michael Turner, who tragically passed way too young.
He wasn't even in his 40s yet, was he?
No, I think he was in his like early 30s. Like we're like a decade older than he is at this point.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And he accomplished more in his life than.
Well, he's still getting both.
Yeah, he kind of is, man. You think of all those like variant covers that like Marvel and DC are still like pulling out of the. Oh, speaking of covers, here, let's show off these real fast. Oh wait, and this one because I put this out on an Instagram post and a lot of people really enjoyed it. Al and I are big fans. We have a copy of Aliens Alchemy #1 by Dark Horse Comics, but more importantly, written by John Arcudi and illustrated by one of the GOATs, Richard Corbin. So there you go. High grade copy, $4. First issue of a 3-issue series. Sorry, I could not find issue 2 or 3. I would have bundled this in a heartbeat. And then, speaking of a very famous comic book artist, especially about covers, and speaking about a character that most people don't remember, but if you have a soft spot for 90s big-breasted blonde women, well, don't worry, we got Barbed Wire here for you. But more importantly, these are the Adam Hughes covers. This is a high-grade copy. Forget the $4.50. These are $4. So that's Barbed Wire #2. But if you're willing to purchase this, you're probably doing it because that is an awesome Adam Hughes cover. And then we got another Adam Hughes cover. Boom, #3, Barbed Wire with her tattoo and her little Saturday Night Special. And then we got the last Adam Hughes Barbed Wire cover, issue #4, popping off those guns. Pop, 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 pop. She's really bopping it, that's for sure. All those are $4 each.
Thank you, Mr. Quintero. You got your ballistics, and we're coming up.
Oh, excellent. So I guess we're gonna say goodbye. All right. So
the Hulk 180 is a facsimile. It's not original.
Yes, it is a facsimile. But again, like I looked them up online, they were going for like 20, 30. I couldn't believe it.
Emiliano, I got some books to sell you though. Don't worry.
All right. So yeah, don't think that 180. All right. So we're running out of time. So let's not belabor the point too much. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. We always appreciate it. This has been an absolute blast, as always. Thank you, Al, for all of your help, all that kind of good stuff. We will be back next week. For anyone who's curious, if you want to check out our local show, we're on the Fatjack's Comicrypt Facebook page.
Duke, you got the FF53, Duke. Sorry, I couldn't. I don't know why I missed that one.
No, Duke. Yeah, because Al and I talked about it. You got it. So yeah, if you want to check out our local show, we're on from 4:30 to about 5:45-ish before we move over to the Experience at 6 o'clock. That's next Sunday. So again, we'll be on our local show on our Facebook page, 4:30 to 5:45. We'll be back here in the Experience, 6 to 8. Also, Mike and Al do some shows on Monday and Tuesday. on the Comic Book Shopping Network, which can be found on Facebook. If you're curious about any times and all that kind of stuff, check out, again, facebook.com/Fatjack's Comicrypt. It's got all of our information. Also, if anyone wants to follow us on the most updated social media that we do, which at this point is our Instagram page, at the FJC Paradox. If we have any books that we're promoting for the Sunday shows, they're most likely going to pop up there first. Also, if you want, you can hit us up. We'll try to be as we'll try to answer any questions if you DM or any of that kind of stuff. Also, if anyone's watching this after the fact, and there's some books up here that have not sold during the show, contact us here at the shop. Contact us on our Facebook page. Contact us on our Instagram page, and we will try to fill any books that you're looking for or curious about.
I'm gonna say this too real quick to anybody who comes in during the week. Let us know of any tech issues, because we have one customer who lets us know, but that's about it. And just like how the sound, obviously I don't talk very much, so how the sound is, if it's distorted, just little stuff like that. It's been a while since we asked, and we just kind of want to know, because one person complains, and if it's just his computer, I really don't want to do anything about it.
And again, we're trying to put out a product that you want to watch. I understand it's not about us, it's about the books we're selling, but we still want to put out a good product.
Because I want to make sure that his computer gets fixed too.
Yeah, that too.
And the Whiskey Weirdos show with Brenden and Jason on Instagram coming soon.
Well, with that said, thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Have a wonderful week. Go Birds, all that fun stuff. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Same time, all that good fun. Take care, everyone. Be well. Watch the rest of the experience shows. Kyle, thank you so much. Peace, everybody.